let's get back to this grade 8 2016B question 1 of your test paper. This paper is quite special because it requires you to imitate the rhythm and the melodic shape. Okay, so I would like to talk about this today. As usual, the first thing you need to do when you start doing this question is you analyze the key first. At the beginning, there is a E minor. I would say this is the E minor because it starts with E minor chord. E, G, B is the E minor chord, and then there's a B sharp. Okay, so from here you can see that the opening, this is a chord 1 root position, and then 6 means it's a first inversion. So this is a chord 6B, okay, C, E, G, and then this is a diminished 7 chord, D sharp, F sharp, A, C. So this is a diminished 7 chord. Okay, D sharp, F sharp, A, C, and the next bar you start to see new accidentals. You see the C sharp. Okay, so this C sharp is indicating that there is a modulation. So from here you know that the D got no more sharp. This D is natural. So only have C sharp. So also F sharp. Okay, so this bar only left F sharp and C sharp. So from here you can see that this is a D major. Okay, so in D major, this chord 6 means this is a first inversion chord, which means the bass note is the middle note. So D is the middle note. So the chord will be B, D, F. So this is a chord 6, B, and then this one is 7, 7. Because 7 means this is a root position chord with a 7 note. Okay. Next bar, the C no more sharp. Okay, and then you start to see this. Okay, over here there is a sharp but no number next to it. If there is an accidental without number next to it, that means it's third note from bass have a sharp. So third note from bass is, this is B. B count 3 step is D sharp. Okay, so the D sharp is back again here. D sharp. And then the 6th note from bass has a natural. Okay, so 6 natural means from bass note, this is a B. B count 6 step. 6 step is a G natural. Okay, so that means this G sharp is just a changing note. It's just a chromatic note. It doesn't indicate a change of key. That's why they cancel the G sharp over here. Okay, it becomes G natural. Okay, originally have G sharp, but now become G natural. Okay, so actually this G sharp doesn't belong to the key. So you only have B sharp. Okay, that means this is a E minor because the leading note is a D sharp. So this is the E minor. So 6 means this is the first inversion. C is a middle note. When you see 6 means this bass note is the middle note of the chord. Okay, so A, C, E. So whenever you see 6, you know this is a first inversion. The bass is a middle note. So this is the A, C, E, which is a chord 4 and first inversion. And 7 means this is a root position chord. Okay, with 7 notes. So this is B, D, F, A, which is a chord 5, 7. Next one, 6, 4. Okay, so the bass note is a B, right? B counts 6 steps. B is G. So B count 4 steps is E. So this is the E, G, B. Okay, and then the chord is the E, G, B. So apparently this is a chord 1. And then B is the bass note. So this is a second version, 1C. Okay, so now first line is done. Second line, you start to see a lot of suspension. Okay, so all these short hyphens, they are referring to suspension. Okay, so suspension, the numbers that you see in the suspension, they actually don't belong to the harmony. Okay, so that means all these chords are root position chord. So this is a G major here. Okay, so don't look at the suspension first. Whenever you have suspension, you circle it. Okay, and then you must tell yourself, remind yourself that the number in the suspension do not belong to the harmony. But if you don't see any other number here, that means all these chords are root position chord. Okay, so this is a ACE, chord 2, and then this one is a GBD, root position, chord 1. This is a DFA, chord 5. This one is a ACE, so chord 2. So this one is a E at the base, so chord 6. EGB, then here you start to see accidentals. Okay, this accidental is a third note from bass. If there is no number next to the sharp, that means third note from bass are the sharp. So from B, you count 3 steps, the D sharp. Okay, so this one is referring to D sharp. So this D sharp is unusual. Okay, usually after F sharp, you should follow by C sharp. Okay, so F sharp is suddenly skip to D sharp. Then we can take D sharp as a leading note. So if D sharp is the leading note, then the key note will be an E. So from here, you can see this modulate to E minor. And in E minor, BDF is chord 5. And then this is EGB, root position, chord 1. And then 7 means this is a root position with 7 note. So this is A, C, E, G. So in E minor, A, C, E, G is chord 4. 4, 7. And then this one is B. So B, D, F. Then 5 is B, count 5 set is F. So that's how you get B, D, F. Okay, so in E minor, B, D, F is chord 5. Okay, last line, still in E minor. So this is a C. Okay, so this is a C, E, G. Okay, this one they have done for you already, C, E, G. If there's no number, this is a root position chord. Okay, so in E minor, C, E, G is chord 6. Okay, then this one, you have a C sharp. So you have a F sharp here. This is the F sharp. This is a C sharp. Okay, F sharp, C sharp are quite normal. So we can say this is a major key, D major, because you have F sharp and C sharp. And in D major, 6 means this is a root first inversion chord. That means the C is the middle note. So you add A and E in front of C. Okay, so in D major, AC is chord 5, first inversion, and no number, that means it's chord 1, D, F, A. Then 6 means the D is the middle note. Okay, so D is the middle note, so you add 1 note in front, B, D, F, chord 6, B. And then this one, no number, so this is a root position. So this is E, G, B, chord 2. 6 means this D is a middle note. Okay, so D is a middle note. Then the root is B, D, F. So chord 6, first inversion. So this is another suspension. You circle it. Okay, so you don't include this 7 note in the chord. Okay, so after you write 7, circle a 7, 6, the chord itself is just C, E, G. Okay, so you start to see new accidentals here. So I don't think this one still in D major. Okay, so starting from here, you start to see new accidentals. Okay, so in this case, we cannot identify this according to an E minor. So sorry. So, so sorry. This one is a D sharp, right? The D sharp is back again. Okay, so I think it's correct. It's E minor. So sorry. E minor, and then this is a D sharp. We can take it as a 7 note. Okay, so 7 note. If the D sharp doesn't belong to the key signature, we can take it as a 7 note of the minor key. So in E minor, the 7 note is a D sharp. Okay, so if this is correct, this is 5B. So the next chord is EGB, is chord 1. Then BDF in E minor is chord 5. Okay, over here, why did they restore the D? Why the D got no sharp? Because this is a 7 note and 6 note. They are using a melodic form. This D in E minor, D is a 7 note. Okay, and then C is a 6 note, right? So in E minor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. E, F, G, A, B, C, and D are 6 and 7 note. Okay, in melodic minor form, when 6 and 7 note are going down, they don't need to be raised. So that's why the D become natural. Okay, but the key is still in E minor. Okay, it's still in E minor. It's just that in melodic form, 7, 6 are going down, so they don't raise it. So 7, 6 become original note. So this is a chord 6. Okay, last chord, you see a sharp here. Sharp means the third note have a sharp. So from B down 3 step is a D sharp. Okay, so this sharp is referring to D sharp. Okay, so that means this one is a B D F, B D sharp, F sharp. So this one D sharp is back again, so it's still in E minor. Okay, so here you know this is chord 5. Okay, so this is a B D F chord. Okay, now let's paint the notes now. Okay, they give you these. Can you see this one is very similar to this? Okay, they look like this. Where this one is imitating this. Okay, so that means they will expect you to imitate this the melodic shape from bar 1. Okay, so in bar 1, the top line is going down and then up again. So you can do the same thing. This is F. So the next note I can go to B. Okay, because the chord has a B. So that's why I will go down to B. Okay, so from this, also because from G to B is quite far. So I choose B because this is similar, the distance is similar. And G, B, after that you go up, okay, to C, B to C. So here you also need to go up. So when you go up, I will choose D. Okay, every note that you choose must come from the harmony, must come from the chord. So after B, I go to D. Okay, so after this, it go down to F. Okay, because F is the harmony. Then after that, you go further down. Here you go further down. You also go further down. E. Okay, because this is a C, E, G, B root position with 7 notes. Okay, next bar, you can see the shape is the same as this again. So they will expect you to copy the shape for the oboe 2 also. So oboe 2, I will choose A, because A is part of the chord and it's also a root note. Okay, I want the root note to be there. Okay, so over here is you don't see an A. This is E. So this is an A and a C. So that's why I choose A over here because the chord is A, C, E. Okay, I want the root note to appear here. So I choose the A. So after A, it should go down. Can go down to E. Okay, because it's going down. So I also go down. A go down to E. Then go back to A again. Okay, so here I also follow the shape to go down the top line E. Okay, because E is part of the chord. So next chord is B, D, F, A. So you have already a B at the base. This is a B, D, F, A. Okay, so B is already at the base. I would like the D, this E go down to D because that is the nearest note. Also because the tonic, leading note and tonic will sound good. Okay, so the tonic and leading note usually we will put at the same voice because they are the closest, and 7 go to 1. This is a good way to resolve the leading note. Okay, that's the meaning of leading note. When you have leading note, usually it will lead to tonic. Okay, so I resolve the D here, D to E here. Then the middle line, I will choose A because A, A, G, this is smoother. Okay, partly because the first note and last note are important. So I make sure the B and A are there. Okay, so important note, make sure it appear above this main chord. Okay, so the last chord is already done. E, G, B. Okay, it's already fully done. So this one don't need to do. Okay, first line is already done. So let's look at the second line. The second line is all the same. After the tie, okay, can you see all these are tie note? I circle all the tie note. After the tie note, they will go down, up, down. Okay, after the tie note, there are two shapes. First is to go down, up, and then down. Okay, second type is you go down and then up. Okay, so now you can decide what kind of shape do you want. So for this one, I decided to follow this shape. Okay, so you have a suspension. Okay, when you see a tie, that means you have a suspension. Okay, so this suspension you need to come from this. Okay, 4/3 suspension. So D, how to do suspension? D, you count 4 steps. D count 4 steps. D, E, F, G. So you have a G here. So your G suspend here 4, and then here you need to D. You must go down to 3. Third note from D is F. Okay, so third note is F. So G can go to F. Okay, so this one I put F. So 4/3. Okay, settle the 4/3 suspension first. Then after that you can add the chord note. Okay, so follow this shape. Okay, so I will go down. So G, go down. You can choose the note in between. You can choose from the chord. So I will choose. Or you can choose from the chords. Okay, go to D. Another option is you follow the interval. Okay, from here to here is the third, right? So you also can follow the same interval. E is a interval of third. Okay, G, E, and then F. Okay, I follow here F to A, so I also copy F to A. Okay, so in this case, I follow the interval from here. I don't follow the chords. Okay, because I want to be the same as the previous bar. And next one, here you have another suspension. Okay, so let's settle the suspension first. This A count 4 step is D. So the suspension number 4 is here, D. And then third note here, from A count 3 step is C. Okay, so 4/3 suspension is settled. Let's fill in the notes in between. I will copy the shape from here. Okay, for the top line. Okay, so the shape is go down, up, down. Okay, so I also do the same thing. Okay, so from this D, I go down to third to B because here is a third. Here go down is a third. So I also do the same thing. Okay, so you can go down. Okay, so this is one of the possibility. If you don't want to go down to third, you can also go up. Okay, I show you another possibility. If you don't want to follow the interval, you can choose to go to the chord note E. Okay, so there are many possibilities. Okay, next bar. Oh, sorry, the middle line haven't done yet. So the middle line, this one is going down. Okay, the previous bar is going down, so I go down. And then after that, the next note, right, I will choose A. The reason why I choose the A is because you have another suspension here. This is E. E count 4 step is A. Okay, so this is a suspension, 4/3 suspension, and it need to be tied from a previous bar. That's why I make the A to be here, because I want to tie to this 4/3 suspension. Okay, because I want to tie to this suspension. Okay, so that's why I choose the A here. And this A belong to the harmony. Okay, this A belongs to the harmony. So I choose the A to be here. Okay, because suspension, you need the tie note. Okay, so 4 to 3, suspension is done. Okay, so these are the decoration or the chord notes, okay, to put between the suspension. So now you can see the similarities, the pattern. Okay, so this is the pattern that you need to follow. Okay, this helps to make your music to be more consistent in terms of stylistic awareness. Okay, so the top line, here you have another suspension. Okay, 4-3 suspension. Okay, as usual, from this bass note, you count 4 steps. Okay, B count 4 steps is E. So this is a E, 4 to 3 suspension. Okay, so from here you need tie. Okay, fourth note must tie from previous bar. So again, there is an E in the chord. So I can put the E here so that I can tie to this 4-3 suspension. Okay, so 4-3 suspension is done. So again, I need some note in between. Okay, so here I choose to imitate the interval. Third, go down by third, E, C, D, B. Okay, I imitate the interval. Okay, so next one, another suspension. So whenever you see suspension, you must settle it first. So E count 9 step is F. Okay, so we can see the suspension always tie from the previous bar. The previous bar usually will have the same note. Okay, F, F. So you tie it. So 9 note is F. So 8 note is E. Okay, so in between, again, I follow the interval of third, go down by third and go down by third. Okay, like previous bar. F, D, E, C. And then the top line, once the suspension is settled, the rest of the note you can copy, you can choose from the harmony. So the harmony here, you have E, G, B. So top line, I will choose the B. Okay, next one, A, C, E, G, A, C. Okay, so the 7 note is very important. So I prefer to choose the 7 note. Also because B to G is nearest. Okay, next one is B, D, F. So you have B, you have D. Just nice, you can choose F here. Okay, last line is the C, E, G. Okay. Here is missing. You need one note here, which is one minimum. Okay, because you can see that when you have 4 quavers is moving, another part is a minimum. Okay, so you need to continue doing this the same way. When 4 quavers is moving, then you need a minimum. And this minimum, I will choose the root note because root note is important. So I will choose the A to be here. Okay, before this, you can see you have 2 A's. So between A and A, instead of going up to third, there's another possibilities. Okay, I can go to G. Okay, you can use auxiliary note to decorate this melody. Okay, so this question, there are many possibilities. Okay, as long as your style is consistent, there are many possibilities to fill up the empty space to decorate the melody. So that's why I always say you need a teacher to help you to mark your questions. Okay. So next one is DFA. So you have D, F. Okay, G to F is the nearest. Choose the nearest note, and then A. Okay. So here I use the same pattern as this. So if you use the same pattern, the melodic shape should be the same. Okay, as usual, A, C, B, A. Okay, some people will say, why you skip to C? There's no chord in the C in that chord. Because over here, they also skip to B. There's also no B in the chord. Okay, so I will just follow them. A, C, B, A. Okay, next chord is BDF. Okay, the B is missing. Okay, so here I put the B because B is a root note. Okay, so you can see this pattern same as this. And top line, same as previous bar, I need 4 quavers. Okay, so 4 quavers. I tie it F. Okay, so for this same shape, E, E, F, G. So I will follow the same shape, F, F, G, A. Same as the previous bar. And then next bar, we have E, G, B. So E, G, B. Okay, so here the style is different from previous already. This is something new. So this is something new, so you don't need to follow the style already. Here you can do your own melody. So next chord is BDF. So the B must be there because B is the root note. It's important. So I have B, D, F. Okay, fill in the full chords here. Next one, suspension. So 7/6 suspension. Let's settle the suspension first. So see how 7 step is B. So this B must tie from previous bar 7, and then the 6th note is A. Okay, so 7 go to 6. Okay, so 7, 6. So 7/6 suspension is settled. So the rest of the note you choose from the chord. Okay, C, E, G. So the bass note is a C. So the top note can be E, minimum. Okay, because the bass note is a minimum. Okay, don't forget this 6 to 5 is the imperfect cadence. And in minor key, when you have 6 to 5 imperfect cadence, the tonic, okay, this is a very important rule. In minor key, when imperfect cadence, tonic must settle to leading note. Okay, so I will put the B here as a sharp. And then the middle line, A go, this is the A. So A go to B is the nearest. So I double the B, 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 B. Okay, so this is a major chord, so you can double the B actually. Now, all the notes are in. Now you need to check the accidentals. Make sure all the accidentals are in. Okay, so B, D, F. Don't forget there is a natural here. Okay, the 5th note have natural. So from B count 5 step is F. So the F has a natural. And then this one, the 3rd note has a sharp. B count 3 step is D. So this is a D sharp. Okay, so don't forget the accidentals. Let's check the accidentals. Top line. Okay, so the accidentals are in. Okay, if I miss out anything, any accidental, please leave a comment in the comment area. Okay, so that's all for today's lesson. This is 2016B. Okay, please don't forget to click like and subscribe. And if you have any question, please drop it in the comment box. Okay, thank you for watching the video. I look forward to seeing you in my next lesson. Thank you. Bye bye.